What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 33, and we're starting today's episode with some player training. Also, Barmy coming to us and asking for a new contract, and also as well, I requested some funds from the board. Yes, I asked for £4 million and told them we would reach the quarterfinals of the Cup if they gave us the £4 million, because that is more than achievable, really. We got to the semi-finals in the first two seasons, and much to my surprise, the board came back to us, and they didn't say they'd give us £4 million, but they said they'd give us just under half of that, which is £1.9 million. And we'll take that. We'll take that amount of money because £4 million would have been great, but I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Based on the club stature of Paris FC and the fact we're still not really a great side and have too much money to work with, I wasn't really expecting anything, in all honesty. But £1.9 million just to now reach the quarterfinals of the French Cup, I mean that's something we can definitely do. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that objective getting up for that money, and with that, we're going to try and sign that right back there, Sebastian Corchia from Lille. Also, a bid came in for one of my players. Thank goodness. If you watched the last episode, you'll know I had 4 or 5 of them on the transfer list. Not a single bid came in for them, but Gamiet was wanted by Nîmes Olympique there. I was contemplating asking him to match the valuation, but then I thought it's only 30 grand. If they come back and say no, we'll probably not get another bid for him. So instead, I'm going to let him take him for 30 grand less than his valuation, which is 160 grand. And also as well, Lille rejected the initial bid for Sebastian Corchia, which was a valuation bid. So he upped it by 500 grand and also included Cantini in that as well, because Cantini plays in a similar position, right back, so it's right back for right back. And also, even though he has 14 ratings lower, Cantini has his contract up at the end of the year. We're not going to give him a new one. He wants to leave anyway, so we'll just see if Lille are interested in him. I doubt they will be, but we'll have to wait and see. But Corchia is a right back. He's 78 overall, 26 years old. He'll turn 27 during the season. And I know that during this Paris FC side, we're trying to sign the younger players, but the problem with the French players for the right back position is that there's not a lot of good ones, in all honesty, that are quite young and have good potential. Corchia, I do believe, has the best. He's 78 right now, 78 overall, 26 years old. Again, will hit 27 during the season. I would like to think he could possibly hit 80, but I'm not sure what other right backs could do that, so that's why Corchia is the main one I'm after right now. He'd improve the first team, because otherwise I may as well just keep Sissako there. He'd improve the first team. We just have to wait and see whether Lille will accept a bid of £6 million plus Cantini. But still, we take on Metz here for the first game of today's episode away from home, our first away game of the season. And how about this for the first goal for his career for Yannick Giron? Yes, Giron, you told me how to pronounce his name. It's Giron. Yannick Giron, who's wearing the number 30 right now, a future star for hopefully Club and Country, gets his first goal in a Paris FC shirt as the 17-year-old curls in this free kick from just outside the area. So Giron's got a lovely beard. Now, I read the comments on Saturday morning's episode, and a lot of you guys said that I should give him number 21, and I think the reason you want me to give him number 21 is because of Pirlo. Well, if he takes free kicks like Pirlo, like this one, and he's got the beard like Pirlo, well, maybe not as good, but still pretty impressive at 17 years old, I think he deserves it, don't you? So right now he's wearing number 30, but I read the comments this morning, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and change him to number 21 in the next episode, and I think he deserves it if he does turn into an Andrea Pirlo-esque player, and hopefully he becomes just as good as him. If his free kicks are just as good like that one, I'll be very pleased. So the first goal of Yannick Giron's hopefully illustrious career is a superb free kick as he makes it 1-0, and it was also how the game would finish as well. Final score, Metz 0, Paris FC 1. Barmy almost got a late assist in this game for Thierry Ambrose, but sadly it's now two games without a goal for our star striker. He went through one-on-one there against the goalkeeper, and I felt for all the world he was going to score, but possibly a lack of confidence for Thierry Ambrose. He didn't score on the final game of the season, missed one really good opportunity, didn't score in the first 2 games of the season. Look, it's 3 games without a goal, carrying on from last season. It's not really a big deal, but, last season he would have buried that, so, maybe we'll have to wait and see. We might have to just keep a close eye on Thierry Ambrose this year and see how he lives up to the hype he had in the first 2 seasons, but still, following out some good news after Gambia got sold to Nîmes Olympique, Lille did accept the £6 million bid plus Cantini as well for the 78 overall right back Corchia, Sebastian Corchia, not sure where it's Corchia or Corchia, but anyway, he's going to come in for £6 million plus Cantini. And again, Cantini is an aging player. He wanted to leave the club anyway. He's only got 12 months left on his contract. I was just trying to get rid of him, and just to swap him out, that just does that. The money we get for him would be quite low, so it's not a big deal that we're swapping him there with Corchia Corsia. And again, he's 78 overall, and I do take the point that him being 26 and will turn 27 during the season doesn't really match what we've been trying to do with Paris FC, which is buying the younger players, the teenagers and the early 20 players into our side. But the problem is, with these French right-backs, I'm not really sure too many of them would be able to get to 80 plus, and we really want that in terms of the potential. I think he's probably got the best chance, so I'm fine splashing the cash, I'm fine spending the money, and hopefully, if he does accept that contract, he'll prove to be worth every single penny. He will be our most expensive player in terms of the salary on 50 grand a week, and also our most expensive signing in terms of the transfer fee paid. But still, we're taking on AIK for the second and final game of today's episode here, taking on the Swedish side away in Sweden for our first ever European game. This is a Champions League qualifier in order to play for a place in the group stages. We got here after finishing in third place last season, and the Swedish side came out of the blocks flying. They hit the bar, they had a good chance earlier before that as well, and then Bangura opened the scoring just past the half an hour mark to give the home side the lead here as they made it AIK 1, Paris FC 0. So that is not what we wanted to see in this qualifier. We worked so hard to get ourselves into this qualifier for potentially a place in the group stages. We do not want to mess it up now and go out at this stage before we reach the group stages of the biggest European competition. So it was 1-0 to the home side. We would equalise just a few minutes later. Ambrose was left on the bench for this game because Dembele said he wasn't happy with his role at the club, so I thought I'd give him a start up top. He had a poor debut season last year, but he gets his first goal in his first start here in the 39th minute, rifling in this through ball, played to him by May, a new signing for us this year, and he does equalise to make it AIK 1, Paris FC 1. So Dembele putting his hands to his ears there, basically telling me to shut up really after what had been happening last season. I kept on saying I wasn't convinced by him, but he does equalise here, which is a crucial goal. So AIK 1, Paris FC 1, we have ourselves a crucial away goal as we do equalise on the night. And in the 52nd minute here, we had a good chance to take the lead for the first time in the game. Cantini, playing possibly his final game for the club, gets an assist as well as he drills across into the centre. And who's he pick out? It's Moussa Dembele again. The celebrations are real, the relief is real. He had a terrible debut season last season. He really was poor. I wanted him to work. I kept him in the first team. You knew that. I kept Bongongui on the bench despite his fantastic start to the season. But this season, he's dropped down to the bench, and maybe that's the motivation he needs to get back into the first team. Dembele with 2 goals in his first start of the season, turns the game on its head and makes it AIK of Sweden 1, Paris FC of France 2. So 2-1 to Paris FC, we take the lead for the first time in the game. And after they scored the goal, I thought to myself, we just didn't start the game brightly, so we had to start attacking them really and try and put them on the back foot. And once we did that, the game soon became ours. We made it 3-1 just past the hour mark here with a real stroke of fortune. Dembele got his first 2 goals of the season in this game, and Kevin May gets his first goal for the club in the 63rd minute. It took a huge deflection though, this one, a nice through ball to him, and as he cuts inside to shoot here, he's going for the far corner, but instead it deflects off the defender and goes into the near corner, near bottom corner if you will, deflects off the defender and goes in anyway, as it wrong foots the goalkeeper, and it's AIK 1, Paris FC 3. So the Swedish side started this game off really brightly, hitting the bar, going close before that as well, and then of course opening the scoring too. But once we put them on the back foot after Dembele's equalising goal, the game just became ours to take really, because AIK in the game did a lot of this and not too many attacks in the second half particularly. Just watch what happens here. This really is the AI on Legendary. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I talked about this year's game and why it's not exactly difficult, but it's not very fun. This goal we scored here to wrap up the game with 7.5 minutes to go, May 2nd, was just pathetic really, in all honesty. I mean, the defending there from the Swedish side, I just don't know. I don't know what to say about this game, but when people ask me why I'm so good at Legendary, like, the fact of the matter is Legendary is not a hard difficulty, especially not this year once you get to know how to counter it. And in this game, the home side, they did a lot of that sort of stuff, and it was just ridiculous really. I mean, it's just, this game this year in my eyes, just one of the worst ever, and it is the worst ever in my opinion, and particularly because of the gameplay. It's just horrendous, especially when the AI do stuff like that. But anyway, the game did finish AIK 1, Paris FC 4, so they may have taken the lead in this game, but we took it to them, particularly in the second half. Really pleased to win this game, 4 away goals too. That does mean that going into the second leg in a week's time, the Swedish side will have to score 4 goals away from home, do something no club has ever done to us, of course, score 4 goals at our house. I don't think we've ever let in more than 2 at home before, so I can't see them doing that. So we will be fielding a weaker side, but we'll have to wait and see whether we can hold our nerve and get ourselves through to the Champions League group stages, but that big win does give us a massive advantage. And more good news to end the episode off. As you can see, Sebastian Corsia has accepted his contract on 50 grand a week. Cantini goes the other way, and £6 million gets sent to Lille. deal as well for his services. It's expensive, it's a lot to pay for, and as a 26 going 27-year-old this season, maybe we would have been better off looking at a younger player and just hoping he would outgrow his potential. But for me, he was the best one available, really. He was the one I wanted, and I think based on his technical stats, his very nice physical stats too, he'll be a really big improvement on Sissoko and a great right back for us this season. But that is going to end today's episode, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like, so that's of course much appreciated, and of course it really does help my channel out. You don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.